Did you hear Bjork? She just made a noise and she's in the room.
Oh, what kind of noise was it?
Like a chirp.
That's pretty good. Tootsie's recently just started yelling at me, so that's fun.
I forgot that was a pet's name, and I thought we were talking about the person who very calmly talks you through, like, here's me repairing my TV, hello, it's me, Bjork.
Oh, not the Icelandic singer?
Oh yeah, Icelandic singer Bjork will do, like, taking apart and reassembling a TV, but very calmly talking you through it. This is like a whole category on YouTube. It's just Bjork taking electronics apart and putting them back together.
How do I not know about this? Hold on.
Is this like ASMR or just like, this is just like cozy vibes? This is what I like to do.
This is just Bjork
Electronics.
Yeah, if you search Bjork dismantle TV, you'll find a Bjork teardown of Sony Triniton TV 1988 4K upscale. And it's just Bjork taking apart a TV and very, like, magically being like, and now we take out the transistor. This is the bit that makes sure the electricity doesn't get too excited, and we put it here. And it's just... It's beautiful is what it is.
What's going on in the Iceland? Stuff's getting strange over there. Or I guess was strange over there, since I think this is from 1988.
Yeah, she hasn't gotten any more normal in the
No.
years.
Hold on. Wait. Is the video from 1988
Yes,
or the TV's from 1988?
No, this is a video from 1988
Oh
of
my
Bjork
God.
tearing down a TV to show you its, and I quote, scientifical truth.
Yeah, Quinn. Bjork is 60 years old. Look at her in this video.
Yeah.
It's funny. I typed Bjork television ASMR and it did pop up.
Yes!
Yeah, this definitely does appear to be an older video.
I'm sorry to derail with this, but I'm glad I could enlighten you all to the joy that is Bjork explaining how to take a TV apart in the 80s.
Is this like a wider brand? Electronics ASMR. What do we have here?
This is the most important track. I mean, Laura, I named my cat after her, so obviously I'm invested in the whole thing.
Restoring a flooded Atari 2600 ASMR.
Okay, so we're going to continue introducing our characters for the foreseeable future, because now we have a full structure to it. It's you, the human person, and your links and so forth, your dragon character, and everything you got going on your character sheet. But then I need your fit check and your magic item update, because every week my plan is for you to at least have an opportunity to get a magic item. Maybe because of choices or rolls you won't sometimes, but last episode I think you all got one added to your inventory. So let's go around, tell me who you are, where I can find you.
Did I get one,
what's
or
up.
did I say no because it was cursed as fuck?
You did not take the cursed sword, but you did take the blue bottle.
Yeah.
So this
I
is
haven't
important.
done anything with it, but
Yeah, no, this is all, it's all coming together. All the pieces are falling into place. So let's go around, let's hear who you are.
Yeah, I'll go first. Hey, my name is Quinn. You can find me doing a manga podcast that I've been doing for a little over a decade now. It's Weekly Manga Recap. You can find it all over the place. YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, all those great places. And I also do film reviews on Letterboxd. You can find that Rolot, ROLOT, and that's also my Blue Sky handle. So you can follow me there. I am playing DiCaprio Devereaux, the fashionista dragon. I got a gold coin that was cursed last week, but I flipped it off to another purse. I basically immediately passed it on to distract someone else. However, I guess technically, do I have the sarcophagus in my inventory?
Nope, you do not have the sarcophagus.
Okay, that's one we didn't take. It was the puzzle box or something, right? Or like a rectangle?
Okay, this is very important. We have to be taking notes because this is the whole season. I kept saying trapezoid. As I'm sure I'm going to get 10,000 comments in the after the months when this episode comes out. Trapezoids are of course two-dimensional shapes. I'm in a trapezoidal polygon, a three-dimensional shape with trapezoidal faces. But you all know what I meant, right?
A two-dimensional piece of paper with a trapezoid on it.
Oh, fuck off. It's a trapezoidal three-dimensional guy.
Trapezoidal
trapezoidal prism. Do you mean like a bar of gold bullion, like the gold bar shape?
Yeah, basically. But
Yeah, a trapezoidal prism, I guess.
All right, I have it written in my character sheet. My character is a trapezoidal, three-dimensional little guy, and I guess for fit check, I'm going to use this now just because it's relevant and current. But obviously, anybody who's gay knows Chapel Roan, and she recently wore an outfit for Saturday Night Live that got memed online for looking positively memed, by the way. For Elish Norn, the stepmommy from Magic the Gathering with the giant, like, platform head. Did I send this in the right chat? Yeah.
I'm looking at this now, and having been playing Dragon Age all week, this is Gillenane, the evil elven god from Dragon Age. I'm looking at right the fuck here.
She has way too much skin to be Elish Norn, but I do see the comparison. She's gonna have to work on her cosplay a little bit.
The thing that I enjoyed is I did watch this episode of SNL. She never actually wears this during the show. It was just for like 2 vignettes they filmed in advance to promote the show. So it's very funny because this is a very complicated outfit. It's this enormous hat. It's sort of this like, it's not gesture, but it's in that similar kind of wheelhouse. This is a very like Rakdos coded character, if you know Magic the Gathering terms, but it's just very impractical and wonderful, and this is what DiCaprio is wearing. But hers is going to be like white, maybe with like blue accents.
I should probably go next, being the middle sibling and all. I'm Laura. I go by Laura K. Buzz pretty much anywhere you can find people on the internet. Stuff that you can find that I do. I've been doing a video game podcast called Podquisition for about a decade at this point. All the cool people have been doing one thing for way too long. You can find me doing accessibility reviews for video games over on YouTube at Laura K. Buzz. Just search Laura K. Buzz. You'll find a bunch of shit that I do. I am playing Doc Hop, the sort of dragonborn humanoid form warlock. And my collection of magic items right now is a trash bag of holding, an out-of-date pop-up book of goblin history, and a spooky magic blue bottle that I don't think we worked out what it did yet, but it doesn't seem like if you take the cork out, you get sucked inside. It doesn't seem to be that. Which is like fear number 1 I had.
That's accurate and true so far. So far.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan. I haven't been doing a thing online for 10 years. You're only really gonna find me here. Not really much else to say about that. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a guy from New Jersey. That's about it. I got engaged recently, so if you want to send me like an engagement gift, just send it to New Jersey titled Dan. They'll figure it out in the mail rooms. They'll understand and get it to me.
Jersey's mailroom is notably really good at that. They're just like, hey, this is for Chet. Just send it to Chet. And then they pass it along.
Yeah, about once a month they call down every person with the same name, and then it's kind of a free-for-all. Whoever gets to it first gets it.
What hierarchy do you feel like you stand in the Dan hierarchy?
I think I'm really like in the battle royale, I guess, a camper. I'm letting other people do all the fighting, and I'm just kind of coming in and getting them in the ankles when they're not looking.
Excellent.
And I'm playing Rex Maximus, a red dragon class red dragon. Human form, a badly disguised red dragon, failing to do a good illusion copy. I don't think his fit has changed since the last time we saw him, since I believe we are, unless we're skipping ahead a little bit, still at his mother's home, and he's just on top of a volcano, which is an inopportune time to change, but...
You would think.
Well, yeah, but he also doesn't like wearing clothes if he can avoid it, because he is normally a big scaly lizard, and currently is stuck in human form for not scaring a carbuncle reasons. Items, we currently have a childhood anvil, and I guess he's currently in possession of a nuke of some sort.
Oh, it's funny you say that, because I was going to go ahead to kind of start us in media res as you're all flying to the next location. you decided to go to the lair of Sycorax, the steel dragon, Doc Hop's mother, so you can all be in dragon form and flying from one mountain to the next, and you're all presumably going to talk about some of the things you found, or at least make the decision not to talk about them, which could also be interesting. But you crit on your knowledge about this thing you found, Dan, and it's very important. Presumably in the part 0, maybe the intros will do. The audience will know about the Gladys Accord. That's Gladys, Gladyes, like the laws that govern magic items in the Cookie Mountains. And some items are banned and contraband, including what you have found, which is a Nevinrall's disc.
Nevinrall's disc?
But this item, which you have found, is banned by the Gladys Accords, and it is a magical nuke. If you activate it, it will explode. And specifically, if you want to write this down on your inventory, you have an item which what it does is if you activate it, it will destroy one mountain.
I see.
Does it have to be a mountain, or just like a mountain-sized and shaped thing?
One mountain.
It's a nuke. It will explode large enough that if in the course of this season there is a dragon you want to get rid of, you can take it and its lair out off the board, which, it's up to you. I will say it is banned. It is contraband. You are not allowed to have it either, but who knows? I don't.
So I do need to, I think we need to roll back slightly here because Rex picked this up off the ground and immediately identified it. And I think, if I remember right, it was just on the bodies of 2 kobolds, right?
Correct. It appeared as though 2 kobolds had died fighting over it, and somehow I think you failed a medicine check, so it wasn't the exact process wasn't clear. But yeah, it's near the caldera of the volcano.
So I hate to make you roll back, but I do think he would immediately need to check this because these are 2 stinky little kobolds, right? I'm assuming they're not like decked out in gear currently. They're just 2 little guys, right?
Their bodies are pretty badly damaged by like lava and smoke and stuff. So it's not. I mean, it might actually be very difficult to know that.
Yeah, I guess the issue in his mind is how did 2 kobolds rob his mother of presumably the most powerful thing she owns?
Yeah, it's not clear to you. I will say, with your crit, you can know anything about the Nevinrall's disc, and with your failure on the medicine, you can know very little about what happened here.
I think he would just fly into the caldera, like her dead center lair, to see if he could figure out like what they went into.
Yeah, you want to roll investigation on that?
Crit 20.
Jesus Christ!
Holy cow! All right, so you're going to go into the crater of the volcano through the smoke and the ash, and try to look around and to know more. With a crit, I will tell you whatever you want to know, basically, here. That this is your mom's house, so you know all the... unless she's hiding something pretty huge from you, you know all the places to look. So what are you looking for exactly? Let me answer your questions, Dan.
I guess he's trying to figure out, number one, is there any obvious place it seems like she was hiding this? And number 2, how did they get it out? Like, he would assume that this would be the most heavily guarded or hidden thing in her lair.
So I think in the center crater, there is like a big lava pool where Link has fought many a boss in the Goron arc of any particular Zelda game. There are a bunch of chambers, usually completely blocked by like magma waterfalls, magma falls. It seems like a kobold would have a very difficult time getting into any of like the innermost chambers. You are resistant to fire, your mother completely immune. A kobold can't even get close, really. So I think with this crit, I'll tell you that this wasn't put in her like best vault, the best treasure room. If anything, it seems like at some point the kobolds are sent out into the world to bring back cursed items for her to look at, and maybe kobolds realized what it was and tried to steal it before it got into the inner sanctum. So I will say, you checking the security here with a crit, it was not completely brought all the way into the holiest of holies where a kobold would never be able to get their hands on it.
Yeah, so this is probably more of a case of they found it, realized what it was, and then before it became aware to his mother that this was here, they tried to make off with it.
She might not have been knowingly sat on a nuke.
Yeah, I will say that they kind of, with a 20, I'll just say this more explicitly. Your mom does not treat her kobolds particularly well. She is a great mother to you. This is like a fun dynamic, is that she is extremely supportive and nice to you personally, but kind of horrible and abusive to her underlings. And so some people were just disgruntled and just decided to steal something very valuable and maybe leave and see if they could pawn it or something. And we're going to see more examples of how dragons treat small folk throughout the season, so something to keep in mind for comparison's sake.
Okay, this is perfect because this was I spent a long time the last week or so thinking like, would Rex narc on his mom or even say that he found this thing? But if he comes to the conclusion that she probably didn't even know this was here yet, he might still be silent, but he doesn't feel like he's really lying to anyone by saying he has this with him currently. Because I'm not sure he actually really agrees with the Gladys Accords, and maybe there's a certain level of like, well, maybe I keep this. It's a pretty good symbol of power. Who doesn't want to have it? What king doesn't want nukes?
Sure, something to think about. Obviously, the kind of first salvo in our attack of themes on our audience this year. So I like where that is. I think we're going to have a lot of conversations about these very topics going forward. But I assume you all are going to meet up together, turn into dragons, and fly to Sycorax's lair?
Yeah. So just to clarify, the trapezoid prism thing, is that the thing that was touched and then things got sucked into? Or did we leave that behind?
You summoned an unseen servant, which was sucked into the trapezoid when it touched it. So yeah,
cool. Yeah. So so to make sure I'm on track from last week, if the creature we're looking for did touch this thing and get sucked into it, we do have the thing. If it turns out we need to go in there and get the thing out.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
All right. So I assume at this point you're flying through the air, and you all three are going to have some discussions about what you did and what you got.
Yeah, I feel like immediately, once we rejoin together, DiCaprio's gonna be like, "What were you all doing? We're actually the ones who found the device the carbuncle could be in. What were you all doing?"
Just checking the rest of the lair. You think it was just going to be in one room the entire time?
Sure, but we found where it was. So were you busy saying hello to your mother, or what's going on?
Hold on, you found it? You're certain of that, or are you just taking things from my mom's word as a guess?
We have... I was going to say we have no idea. It's not that we have no idea. We have a pretty good idea that might be completely wrong. There's a box that if you touch it, you get sucked inside, and we don't know if you could leave. And that does seem like a thing that if something accidentally touched, it might get lost in. Seems like a good candidate.
Exactly.
I'm still of the vote that if it was there, it already got scared and died.
Unless it never saw the scary stuff, and the first thing it did was touch a cool piece of treasure, and oops, it got sucked inside, and now it didn't see anything scary.
Yeah, maybe if it was blind.
I didn't see anything that scary in the one room we were in that maybe this thing was.
I'll say this.
Well,
you did melt a guy.
I was gonna say, I was like, does DiCaprio be like, besides the
okay,
gooified kobold?
Nothing inherent to the room was scary. I may have done something scary in the room. I wasn't there when the carbuncle was maybe there.
Yeah, Rex kind of waves it off. I'll say this, he is not going to say anything about the fact that he found a nuke.
Sure.
But
I absolutely understand and respect that.
Yeah. But you two are magically inclined characters, and this can delete a mountain raid. I don't know if that just gives off kind of like a vibe that you can pick up.
Can we hear like the like, is someone got like an old halogen lamp going? Like I hear a flickering. What is that?
Yeah, there's like some white noise we're all picking up. Like, do you guys hear that?
It's the Geiger counter going off.
Is that like an untuned TV happening?
I think DiCaprio is basically just gonna be like, Alright, fine. Keep it to yourself. I guess the elders of us will take care of this, baby brother. You just keep being adorable.
I think Rex kind of rolls his eyes and goes, "So, what about you, Hop? Where do you think the carbuncle's gonna be in your mom's home?"
I that's the problem. I don't know enough about carbuncles. Do they have emotions? Do they have feelings?
I mean, do any non-dragons really have feelings?
I mean, there's scales of feelings. A lot of the small folk, that they have these very, very emotion-filled rituals. They do, and but there's a scale. Like, I don't know how small a small thing has to be before it would stop being of harvestable interest to my mother.
Speaking of which, is there anything we should know before we arrive at Sycorax's lair? Anything in particular that might disrupt our ability to find the carbuncle?
Again, I think the biggest concern is you were talking about this carbuncle as if it might have been scared at your mum's. If it was scared at my mum's, it's probably not anymore.
Well, yeah,
I don't know if it'll be
scared.
No, well, no, I don't know if it. That is a thing. Could you keep a carbuncle from dying if, it got scared and then you just sucked the fear out, real quick? If someone gets poisoned and you suck the poison out, could you do that to keep a carbuncle going?
Do you possess the ability to suck the fear out of something?
I don't, but Mum likes emotions, hoards emotions, loves emotions. Emotions are real good and tasty.
Would your mom want to piss off Dad like that?
Depends how tasty the emotion, I feel like.
This is a good question. So we don't have set in stone any particular relationship. Hop, do you want to decide if Sycorax is mad at Orlando, or how that is, or are we still leaving that up in the air?
I feel like he's mad at her.
Okay, that's fun.
I feel like it's maybe the other way around. I feel like going off gut instinct, I want to say, anytime they got into a fight, she was maybe sucking some of the emotion out to calm the fight down. He didn't like that he wasn't allowed to feel his feelings around her, because oh, I'm real mad at you. Well, suddenly I'm not feeling quite so mad. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I was thinking that you would probably have a decent relationship with DiCaprio's mom, because that's the oldest relationship. Eventually those fires go out and you stop being so freshly hurt. But with the most recent breakup, that's probably the one that's still stinging. And I do think it's oh my gosh, every conversation, every argument we have, you're just turning it into content.
Yeah, I feel like in the middle, it is just in the moment in the relationship it wasn't bad, but afterwards it's, well, yeah, I was never angry during the relationship because I couldn't be. And that's don't like that.
Sycorax is doing the bit from What We Do in the Shadows, going on Twitter, rage baiting people to absorb their emotions.
I mean, it's not that far off.
Yeah, basically.
So in the distance, you can see her mountain. On top is the...
Nuke it!
Oh my god. On top, you can see the human settlement, which is her small folk civilization. It is an acropolis on top of this mountain. An easy way to think about this is if you just completely cut off the tip of a mountain, just made it really flat, and then built on top of that. A lot of the building there looks really all the buildings there look really nice and orderly. There's no smoke or lava or anything like that. Do you all know what a girdled armadillo lizard looks like?
Yeah.
I just tried to put a picture.
I need to Google this. You started with the word girdled, and I was never gonna know what this animal looked like.
Armadillo girdled lizard.
Yeah. I just put one in the Discord. This is...
Oh!
This is the kind of lizard that Sycorax resembles. They have like a series of interlocking steel plates along her body. She's not here right now. This is just for you to know. But below you, you can see just this acropolis full of humans. Dozens and dozens of them outside. They're milling around. You can see someone's in the square playing a lyre. You see some people lounging in the shade, eating grapes, being fanned by other humans. Some people appear to be, competing at some sort of sports. There's you can see inside of the windows of buildings, people are painting and I don't know. It seems nice and pleasant.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio's gonna have like a small smile when she sees it because I think she feels like this resembles the way her small folk live a lot, and I think she enjoys that. She definitely seems to relate more to people who seem to view small folk the same way she does, even though I don't think it's a one-to-one in how they treat one another.
Rex is simply watching the people compete athletically and critiquing their form internally.
I think as we start approaching in humanoid form, obviously we have a mission to be doing, but Doc's first instinct is to try and find where some of the thrift stores are around and just see what any of them have got going on. It's been a while since she's been around here.
Absolutely. So you all land a bit of a distance away, assume your humanoid forms, and then walk up the path to the mountain. It's very nice, like temperature-wise. It's just a little chilly, but you get plenty of sun. It's pleasant. You can already hear distant songs from the humans going about their business. If you enter the Acropolis and start looking for shopping, you'll find stalls, and we can roll about that. But an interesting thing is, if you see something you like, you go and pick it up. You look around for someone to give money to. That doesn't appear to exist.
I assume that this would be a thing that I would know.
So this is your mom's house. You know a lot about it. I will say that your perception of time is pretty different than humans. So things can change between visits where to you it's like, oh, I was just there not that long ago, but it was actually like 5 years ago. So
That's fair. Do you want me to do some kind of roll to see if I can work out what's up?
Yeah, I will say history with advantage. So
okay, yeah. A 7 on a roll with advantage.
Yeah, 7, and that would have been a botch without the advantage.
Yeah.
You're confused. You know humans have a rich culture of economics and sales, profit, supply and demand, and all that. So you're kind of baffled. I will say that you can find an item. It's not a magical item that'll do anything, but if it's something you like, you can add it to your inventory. But you'll notice just no one tries to stop you if you just pick it up, and you can just kind of walk away with it.
Doc would ask out loud, be like, "Who for this?"
Yeah, if you just kind of talk out loud for a while, eventually a human woman will walk over, probably like 50 years old, a darker skinned woman. She's dressed in kind of a very luxurious, soft looking toga kind of outfit, and she walks over and says, "Oh, hello, sweetie. How can I help you? Oh, your scales are looking lovely this evening."
Oh, thank you. I wanted to know who I transaction with for this.
Transaction? No, it's just
yes.
We all share our bounty here. Our Lord Sycorax gives us everything we need, and we pass the bounty on. So help yourself.
Oh. Well, how charming. How long has this been going on for? And Doc's getting like a notebook out to start taking notes.
Oh, it's we've instituted some reforms somewhat recently because we've had a quite bountiful harvest of emotions for our Lord, and she's so grateful to us. So it's a great relationship, As long as we keep feeling things, she gives us all the riches we could desire. So
I just say this sounds fucking wonderful. I love this. This is great, and I'm sure there will be no dark twist to this coming. Oh, wonderful, lovely, delightful.
I think Rex elbows DiCaprio on the side and goes, "Did you see she was gonna pull out a gold coin for that toothbrush?"
It's wild.
Hey, the bristles are so worn down. Someone really didn't want to let go of it, and that fascinates me. Okay.
Darling, you couldn't pay me to take this garbage. You understand that, right? You're putting You have a garbage bag that you're putting more garbage
Yes,
into.
but for special. It's special garbage is the thing.
The human woman you're talking to says, Are these companions of yours making you feel particularly bad about yourself right now?
On that cue, DiCaprio is going to hold up what is very visibly like a hideous pair of sunglasses. But she's like, I mean, honestly, this is better than anything you're currently wearing. You should just wear these, Hop. And she's going to toss them at Hop.
Do they look like at any point they've had to have a repair of some kind on them?
I would believe no, because I believe DiCaprio is probably looking for something that just seems slightly better than what she currently thinks you're wearing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like it was kept long enough to need repairs, which means that it was not particularly
I can
well
fix
loved,
that.
was it?
And he's gonna walk over and just snap him in half.
You can't just artificially break something and be like, oh, now it's got a character and story to it. No, Doc is not interested in the clothing that has been offered and then torn in half.
I think Rex is going through like the probably plethora of third place like tennis trophies or this has kind of got like a Greek vibe to it. I guess wrestling trophies that are at this stall, and he's like pathetic. No wonder throwing these away.
To answer your question, not making me feel any worse than usual.
Well, that's a shame. If you feel profoundly bad in a new and novel way, let me know. She smiles.
Oh, don't worry. I understand the importance of a good, strong emotion. Mm-hmm. If I tell a particularly bad joke that makes either of them like really, really, really cringe and groan, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it. Well, Sycorax appreciates it, and she appreciates you.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, is there anything else I can help you with?
Does my toothbrush have any abilities when I add it to my equipment, Austin?
You know what? Yeah, roll Arcana. Let's see if this is a magic toothbrush.
First, I'm writing toothbrush on my character sheet because, just in case. Arcana. That's another 7.
No.
Is it a magic toothbrush, Austin?
It really isn't, no. I'm sorry. It seems
That's okay. I'm still putting toothbrush on my character sheet.
Perfect.
I think, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I think there's a moment where DiCaprio is going to kind of like try to slyly get next to Hop, and she's just going to whisper like, if times are tough, darling, and you need money, you don't need to use that as a toothbrush. I'd be happy to lend you something.
Oh no, it is literally zero issue. And Hop will pull out quite a large bag of gold and be like, no, it's fine. It's not a need situation.
So this is a choice then.
Had you not picked up on that at this point?
I just always hope you'll come to your senses, and I'm going to give you every opportunity to do so, my dear. And she's going to give you like an affection, not like kiss on the forehead, but like the lips to the forehead kind of move. Like that's like, her way of doing like an affectionate, like, this is my way of caring about you.
And I will continue to try and explain why this matters.
Rex has picked up what appears to be like the urn of someone's ashes that is wound up at this thrift store. And has kind of opened it up and poured it out to be like, what the fuck is this?
If you hadn't poured that out, I was going to be like, ooh, give me here.
No, we have to have a new tradition. Every season we destroy an urn of ashes for some reason.
Yeah, and then suddenly this place is now haunted. There's now just a spooky element to this place when we come here now.
I think once he pours out the ashes, he's like, oh, I know what this is now. That I recognize.
A kid runs over and is like, my grandpa, no, I'll never get his gold.
Why was he for sale?
Grandpa's urn was. Why was it on the take it table?
It's just where we put things.
He was cremated, darling. I think you missed your chance to find out where the gold was.
Wait, hold on. Maybe it's in here. And he starts going through the ashes.
Okay.
I want to say DiCaprio, I think at some point is going to pass by this I don't know if they were given a name or anything like that, but this woman that was talking to Hop and is going to be like, a crazy question, perhaps. It seems like you all are very busy living fulfilled lives here. But have you by any chance seen... and I guess DiCaprio was going to try to describe what her dad's small folk form looks like. I assume he didn't just show up in his full dragon form when he appeared here.
Oh, interesting. We could talk about it. I would say that I think he actually does prefer to be in his dragon form usually, which is a large orange and black Gila monster looking lizard with wings. But I think his small folk form, his humanoid form, is literally just a Gila monster lizard folk.
Okay, gotcha. In that case, if DiCaprio would know that, I think she is going to specifically ask then, have you seen Orlando? She's not going to just list him by name. Actually, no, she is. She would name drop her dad, even though she's not suggesting that. So she's just gonna be like, "Have you seen Orlando recently? Has he popped by?"
Oh, well, she seems like slightly embarrassed. She says, the former partner of Sycorax, he hasn't been around. When I was a kid, they were together, so I saw him much more then. He comes by from time to time. Is there something specific you need from him? He lives very far away. It would take me weeks to get to his area.
Yeah, let me get I'm going to do an insight check on this person, if I could. A 10.
Yeah, with average, you think she's basically telling the truth. To her, in her human life, the affairs of dragons are, mysterious and take place on a strange time scale. So she's definitely, she sees them every once in a while. She's telling the truth about that.
Okay. To that, then DiCaprio is going to say, oh, I suppose I had heard something to say that he had visited Sycorax recently. If you don't mind, if he were to visit Sycorax, where would he go to do that? We're just trying to find something he may have misplaced.
Oh, well, for private, meetings with Sycorax, that they go to her hoard and so forth. Occasionally, they take small form and walk amongst us, but not as much these days after their terrible split. But yeah, if you
terrible.
Sycorax isn't home right now, so I don't know if I should let you into her inner sanctum, but I can show you where it is.
Oh, would you? That would be marvelous, young lady.
Absolutely.
So Rex currently has no, because he's not considering this like an undercover mission. He was just told he has to be in human form for this, right? To not scare the small, or not scare the carbuncle. And Rex will just kind of put his arm on Hop's shoulder and just kind of push her forward when she's like, "Oh, I don't think I should let you in." Yeah, you should. That's her kid.
Oh, how funny! Follow me. And the human who, if she did give you her name, you can't remember it. This is something I said last episode with the kobolds, is that you will need to make a conscious decision, and roles to care about these people who seem kind of like scurrying insects to you. But she's going to take you to the center of the Acropolis on kind of highest hill where there's a temple, kind of a Roman-style columned temple, which is where Sycorax keeps her best, treasures and stuff. But this human, as you're walking, she just is, talking pleasantly, gesturing to kids playing in the grass. And you see someone is making a big statue. They're sculpting. They're, chipping away at marble. Someone's cooking a great feast.
Yeah, on the way, I think Doc's gonna turn and go, yeah, playing the that's my mum card isn't gonna achieve much here. I keep that pretty quiet because then I can hang around the small folk, and it's easier to poke around and take their weird knickknacks if they don't know that I'm connected to mum.
But you can tell them now. By the time you come back there, they're already going to be dead.
Well, that's not the point. It might impact their, culture or something. It might, the stories might develop and get passed down, and then I'm, messing with their whole little situation.
Doesn't your mom own them? I think they're already being messed with.
Well, it's different. They're here for her domain. It's not my place to steer that. I just pick through the garbage.
Rex is just gonna kind of shrug and go, all right, it's your mom's house. I'm not gonna fight with you here.
I mean, honestly, Rex, I don't see what she's doing wrong that you have such an issue with. She's giving her people culture, the opportunity to explore art, live in complete happiness. It feels like she's doing things right. If anything,
not that. I mean,
if anything, you should be taking some tips yourself on how to treat your small folk.
Right? And happy people make the most interesting trash.
Rex snorts and goes, oh, I don't have a problem with how she's treating them. I don't get why Hop is beating around the bush and not telling them what we're doing here. Be quicker, easier.
Well, yes, but they've got to be getting on with all their little bits. They've got their little delicate balancing act of feelings happening for Mum, and I don't want to mess with that by introducing other feelings, by telling them there's a missing thing to be found. They might not have the right feelings at that point.
I imagine they'd be having some pretty bad feelings if our dad's carbuncle died here.
Well, yeah, but I don't know what feeling Mum's trying to cultivate in them at the moment. Like, if I knew that it was fear she was after, then sure, yeah, okay, like, maybe, I don't know. She's a woman of mystery.
Can I get perception checks as you all are walking to the temple?
Perception.
I rolled an 18.
12.
15.
All right, 15 and 18 succeed. DiCaprio, you notice as you're walking and you're seeing people lounging in the grass taking midday naps. You see a book club that's having a meeting, and you see an amateur wrestling match. You see two teenagers kind of doing Roman Greco wrestling, and one snaps the other's arm, and the bones jutting out horribly, and everyone is screaming and crying and throwing up, and instead of healing them, people walk over to look at this, and you see someone kneel down and appear to cast some kind of spell on them as you're walking.
Okay, so I want to clarify something first, Austin.
Absolutely.
I am not walking. DiCaprio is strutting. This is absolutely sort of almost like a runway for her. I will ask if I know what sort of spell they're attempting to perform.
100% Arcana.
Yeah. 18 again?
Perfect. I'm going to read you the spell Encode Thoughts. You pull a memory, an idea, or a message from your mind to transform it into a tangible string of glowing energy called a thought strand. This thought strand appears in an unoccupied space with you, is tiny, weightless, semi-solid, and can be held or carried like a ribbon. So it's like a long, blue, glowing string gets pulled out of this wrestler's head. Someone touches his forehead with a single finger, and when they pull it back, the strand is attached, as if adhered, and they pull this out until it's 5 feet long. It's a glowing blue strand. And
you pulled out some memory tinsel.
Absolutely. You know about this, Hop. You know your mom collects emotions, and this is one of the ways she does. It's literally she hoards these feelings in a tangible form, which she can kind of experience like immersive VR.
Yeah, that's just her thing.
Can Rex identify what the losing wrestler did wrong?
Yeah, as athletics check, I guess, to know about athletics.
I have a proficiency then. $20.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. It's just you want to know, technique wise, how if you're ever in a wrestling match, how not to get your shit snapped in half.
That, and then he wants to yell what he did wrong at the person who got their bone snapped, so they can improve for next time.
Dan wants to know how to heckle this guy.
No. Doc fully approves of this plan because that will create more emotions that can be pulled out in tinsel form. It's going to be great.
I'll say this: he's not even heckling the the loser, because he appreciates that the person is trying. They're just failing because they need to improve like their abilities. Not everyone can be as gifted to be Rex. So it is his duty as a ruler and a king to instruct them where their failings are.
As this is all happening, I want to note DiCaprio doesn't seem to like she saw all this happen, and even though like a bunch of people are running around for it, she has not seemed like bothered at all to see somebody's like arm snap open and like all the bones and everything come out. Like she responds to it very uninterested. But if the guide who is following us is like enraptured, but like if they turn their attention to it, she is gonna grab them like by the like pinch like the cloth on their shoulder and like kind of try to guide them back on the path essentially. Because she is very much of like, no, we had a job that you're here to do. Make sure you see it to completion.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the human would just kind of take it in stride, like it's not even that notable to them. But definitely, if there's, I think that's a good characterization moment. If you want to, so like, if she was going to maybe offer some kind of insight there, and you're just like, nope, continue, and she's gonna,
yeah. If this was somebody who was attempting to be like, yeah, sorry, this must seem shocking to you. Let me explain the culture of our people. DiCaprio's like, no time for this.
Every season we have to give the team a nickname. I'm thinking of front runner is the Empathy Squad.
You were the one who was like, well, make sure your characters embody what dragons are. And I was like, yeah, my character would not give a shit about what these small folks have going on with their own little tiny culture. It's actually very specific. She doesn't care about her own small folks' daily lives either. So I think for her, this is just very fundamentally like, you get to enjoy all of your life perfectly all the time, except for the times when we need you. So you are needed by a dragon right now, even if you don't know.
Yeah, I think this is a good balance. Right now, we know Rex Maximus, disdainful, negative, Doc Hop, positive, thoughtful, you, kind of neutral / pragmatic.
Complicated.
To add a little bit of texture to Doc, I think it's very curious about the lives of small folk, but also a little bit detached in as much as, well, yes, but pain is part of what they go through, and Mum needs that. So, like, that's how it is. But like, I want to know like what you do after you get hurt, and like the little things you do to make yourself feel better. I want to understand what's going on.
100%. That is, yeah. I think you and Sycorax are on a similar wavelength. As you are brought to the central temple. It's like a large looming building. Obviously, it has to be big enough for an adult dragon to enter, so it is very sizable. But there doesn't seem to be much activity here. And this human woman kind of leaves you outside, and she says, "I don't know when Sycorax will be back, but I'm sure she'd love to talk to you. If you're gonna just stay here for the moment, make sure you really get bored and kind of sit in the boredom and empty your mind. I think that'll be much more interesting than if you kind of...
Yeah? Come here. What if I told you there was a mystery afoot?
Oh, that's intriguing.
Yeah, what if I told you there was a thing that needed finding, mysteriously, that I'm not being particularly clear about?
I'm listening.
Oh, you wouldn't be interested.
All right, I was gonna have her be interested regardless. Do you wanna roll like deception here to trick her into the reverse psychology?
I'm trying to get her as curious and fascinated as possible. A, to maybe help us, but B, to try and get some emotion that I can be like, I'll hold on to this if we see Mum, it's fine.
Absolutely, yeah. Roll deception for me.
Okay, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, you're a warlock, so you're kind of the face of the party. I didn't even think about that.
23.
Oh boy, yeah.
I am very practiced at getting emotions out of people for Mum.
This works exactly the way you wanted to. Let me know, paint the picture. But yeah, I think you've probably been doing things like this with Sycorax's small folk since you were a child yourself, so...
Yes, so sort of plays it off as, oh no, you wouldn't be interested. And she very, very clearly is interested. Is like, no, I want to know about things. And Doc will respond with, well, okay, but it's a secret. It is a big, mysterious secret. And, you know, if I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to check that I can confer with, would the rules allow me to, what did the Secret Society bylines say about this? Okay. But first, and Doc is going to, attempt to magically remove some emotion tinsel, before continuing, to then go, well, with that out of the way, you haven't heard anything about a little creature. She's going to try and describe the carbuncle. It's a little sort of creature with gem as part of its design, right?
Yep. I can put in the Tetsu and Nomura drawing of him in here real quick. It kind of looks like a cross between a rabbit and like a fennec fox in some editions.
That's relatively what I was going to describe. I was like, what I'm referencing is a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I'm like, I want to check that that's relatively on the right track.
Dan just put the Pathfinder carbuncle in, which actually does look like this in a couple old Final Fantasy games, but it's like a weird, fucked up lizard.
Yeah, it don't look too good.
I was picturing the Yu-Gi-Oh card Ruby Carbuncle.
But yeah, I think it's like a kind of small furry creature, can go on 4 or 2 legs, big red gem in its forehead.
Yeah, but yes, she is gonna ask like any sign of anything like that. You know, any of the bards been singing songs about a weird creature they saw?
Oh. Well, I don't know, but I can definitely go find out. I mean, this is intriguing. A lot of people will want to be intrigued. So I'll say with her 23, she will go and get that information, and she will come and bring it to you.
Yeah, but Everett, you gotta keep it quiet. It's gotta be a secret, a mysterious, intriguing secret.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll do my private investigating, and I'll kill anyone who finds out the truth, because that'll be shocking.
I mean, you probably don't need to go that far, but just if you're going to tell someone, like, as part of investigating, like, make sure they know it's a secret, because that'll be intriguing.
Okay. You can count on me, lady.
Yeah, if she leaves, Rex is just going to walk into the temple, by the way.
Yeah, perfect. So you send the human woman off to get more information about the carbuncle, and you all enter Sycorax's temple. It is a huge vaulted ceiling. This place is just heaped with objects of art that appear to elicit strong emotions. So there's just dozens and dozens of paintings thrown in a heap. Sculptures, just some have fallen over and like smashed and cracked because there's just so many of them. There's countless scrolls with sad stories on them. This place is kind of a mess. It seems like the humans are just generating so much like art and so many objects that it's kind of getting cluttered here. Doc Hop, presumably you have a childhood bedroom around here somewhere if you want to tell me about that, but if you can also roll to know more. But that's what you see at first, just a huge messy room full of junk.
Yeah, I think Doc definitely has a bedroom around here that I think would have been left in basically the same state it was even after Doc moved out. So I think it would be... We've joked about it, but I think her bedroom is going to look like a real traditional hoarder's den. Like, newspapers stacked to the ceiling kind of place. But I want to be clear, not dirty. Not, like, gross and dirty and unhygienic. Just clutter.
Laura and I didn't talk about this, but it does definitely seem like you took traits of your mother and they're even more intense. Like Sycorax is a little messy and you are like extremely messy.
Yeah, but again, I think it's messy in a different way. I think it's very methodical mess to her. She knows exactly where everything is. She could find you exactly the newspaper about a weird, interesting date of significance to the small folk and where it was, in amongst a room that is an undecipherable chaos den.
You said there's a bunch of like piles of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Rex will 100% arbitrarily grab something from the middle of one of these piles and pull it out to look at, knocking it over immediately.
It's fine. It'll take minutes at most to sort it back.
These were sorted?
Rex, that's quite rude, and I want to push him on the shoulder, but potentially hard enough to knock him into more piles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, do it. Fine.
Benny Hill theme.
What's on the newspaper that he's pulled out from 180 years ago?
Printing press invented.
Everyone very excited and happy about that fact, which is what made it significant. So many people had emotions about the printing press. Ooh.
Well, is this your stuff? I assume the newspaper was yours, not your mom's.
Oh yeah, no, the newspaper is mine, but you know, I think that Hop's hoarding probably at least to a degree started with stuff that was like, this is of small folks' significance and all. It's Mum would find this interesting. I find it kind of interesting. Find some middle ground.
I want to note DiCaprio's body language at this point is extremely closed in. She does not want to physically touch anything in this room, even though I assume it's not necessarily dirty. This is just something that immediately calls out to her as something she doesn't want to interact with, but she is going to kind of quite quietly be like, "So, Hop, is this what your current room looks like?"
Well, no. This is... You ever feel a little pressure to tweak your interest just enough to kind of be similar enough that you might have something in common with someone? A little bit of that going on here.
No, I'm superior to my mother in every single way. But, I'm glad that you and your mom share a hobby.
Ish. We have hobbies close enough to be compatible.
That's wonderful. It's good to have a good relationship with your mother. And she is going to leave the room. She does not want to be in here.
Yeah, I think if the carbuncle was in here, it would have suffocated under some of these papers by now. Let's look elsewhere.
No, if the carbuncle was in here, I would know very quickly because something would be out of place. And everything is still in place, so I am pretty certain it's not here.
Alright, moving on then. And he'll just kind of stroll out, just kind of tossing the paper onto another one of the random piles, putting it just over the edge of what it can tolerate, knocking it over.
Oh my god. This is gonna be the Laura gets bullied season.
Oh, just wait for my villain turn 2 arcs in, where I just snap on you all. It's gonna be great.
You chose to be the middle child?
Damn.
I sure did. Look, as someone who's never been the middle child, it's sometimes you gotta sign up for a novel experience, and now I'm here.
I'm the oldest child, and my middle brother knocked my tooth out. So let me say, I think it can go some ways. Are you all...
Whoa!
Are you all just leaving then? So my understanding was you came in here, you made fun of Doc Hop's hoard, you expressed uncomfortableness, and then you walked out. Is that what I'm getting?
They walked out of my room.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah,
to look elsewhere.
Hop's room.
Yeah. Hop is asserting that no, the carbuncle is not in this room. So Rex is just gonna start looking through the rest of this lair, just poking around, trying to find a carbuncle where a small scared cat thing would go if he was a small scared cat thing.
Sounds like investigation rolls.
Yeah.
Instead of looking for the carbuncle, is there a search I could do to try to find somebody, a human who I might be able to talk to about the trapezoidal 3D little guy?
I rolled a 19. I know this place pretty well.
16.
I know what's going on.
Okay, so investigation rolls 19 and 16 are successful. So let's say, Doc Hop, you're going to find something. I'll give you that in a second. DiCaprio, why don't you roll me a survival to see if you can find any humans? So, because I'm trying to think, as investigation is like active looking and survival is kind of more passive observation.
9.
All right, so you're going to fail there. I'll say that it doesn't seem like any humanoids have been into the inner sanctum recently. It's, you don't see any signs of small folk activity. It seems like they leave this place pretty well alone. With a 19, Hop, you find there are some doors in the back. There's some like inner chambers that are used for various purposes. You smell the unmistakable scent of blood on the air. An iron tang hits your nostrils immediately. And so, you all are walking around piles of art and literature, poetry, things like that. And suddenly, Doc, you're like, there's blood behind this door.
How much blood do I smell? And could a small creature have produced that much blood?
It's a pretty strong scent for your current human form. So you think it is either a lot of blood from a human or a tiny bit of blood from a dragon.
Okay, let's just go in.
Fun
I gotta
kicks
find
in
out where
door.
this blood is from.
Yeah, you open that door, Hop, and you see this appears to be some sort of chamber, maybe a cell, a jail, a prison of some sort. There's a human hanging from a chain from the ceiling, bound, bleeding quite profusely. Content warning, I guess, for the episode. They appear to have undergone a number of different tortures over several days.
Oh, is that all? It's not the carbuncle, okay.
You just
A few panicked for a minute.
you just look in, you're like, that's not a carbuncle, and then you leave.
Yeah, DiCaprio's head will pop in. Carbuncle in here? No?
No. Okay, I think that Hop will resist that urge to just walk straight out. But that was at least privately a moment of relief that it wasn't the carbuncle being smelt. Hop will pop their head in and be like, "Oh, hello. Have you seen a small furry creature with a sort of gem embedded in it?"
The human man, middle-aged, half-conscious, kind of just mutters, "I'm sorry. I can't. Help me."
So I believe Rex is doing this search with Hop at this point. So while Rex did grow up around his mother, treating small folk like absolute shit, I don't think he necessarily has that same like level of cruelty in his heart, just like a disdain and disinterest for him. And this person was, as you said, visibly tortured, right?
Correct.
I think Rex kind of finds this sort of thing gross because he doesn't view like hurting people weaker than him as worth his time, unless it's like they are actively becoming an annoyance trying to constantly kill him, so he just kills them. The idea of torture seems pointless to him. I want to activate my signature item to ignore like the resistance and hardness of items and try to break the chains that are keeping this guy chained to the ceiling.
Absolutely. With your item, I'm not going to make you roll because you will succeed eventually, and you can pay me that picture.
Yeah, I think Rex just kind of like reaches up and grabs the chains and just snaps them in his hands, and then like lowers the guy to the ground. Not very like super gently, but obviously not trying to just dump this guy on the ground. He's just gonna ask, "What happened to you?"
I think Hop has completely misunderstood the situation and is like, "Yes, I'm not familiar with this ritual. Is it something your people do?"
I broke into the horde to see emotions I wasn't supposed to. I'm sorry, I was greedy. He reaches up and casts encode thoughts on himself and pulls out a long strand, blood red, of the emotions of his multi-day ordeal, and tries to hand it to you apologetically and says, "I hope she enjoys it. I hope this makes up for it. I'm sorry, I'll never do it again."
Oh, what emotion were you coming for?
Oh, I just wanted to see my wife, just her emotions of us together. We got divorced, and I miss her very much.
I think Rex, he's holding out the strand, right?
Yep. He's trying to hand it to you he thinks you're just like here for that, and you're like letting him go because he's, paid back his debt.
Yeah, I think Rex has mixed emotions on this when the guy like reveals that he was trying to rob this dragon. It's sort of like, well, that's the way it goes. You fucked with the dragon, you got what happens.
Yeah.
Even if he finds
he also seems to think that he's like, yeah, no, you got me on this one.
Even if he finds like the action just like tasteful, he doesn't. He thinks it's excessive. Just kill the guy if you're so fucking upset about it. He just kind of like takes it and then drops it on the ground and says, "I think your punishment's paid. You can get out of here," and just walks out because he doesn't think that the carbuncle's in the room.
If any of your old sentimental items with your ex-wife are painful to see around the house, but you've held on to them because they have emotional significance, let me know.
Yeah. I mean, he seems confused. He like picks up the thought strand again and is like going to try to hand it to you, Hop, when you address him.
Oh, I'll take it. Again, I'll put it. Why let it go to waste? The emotions happened at this point. It's go in the collection.
He nods and is like seems grateful that you're taking it, and then he kind of scampers away. It seems like DiCaprio wasn't here. You're looking elsewhere for other people.
I think I failed to do so, but I imagine she's kind of just I don't know of a more fancy way to say it, faffing about in the meantime.
Sure, you're faffing about, and you see a bloody, mangled man kind of scamper out of the back room to go running away.
Did he answer whether he'd seen a carbuncle?
I don't remember if he was asked that directly, but no, he didn't.
I did. As he was hanging there, I did say, "Hello, have you seen a small furry creature with a gem in it?"
Okay, no, he did not. He will tell you that before he leaves.
Young man. I'm gonna call after him.
Yeah, I'm kind of middle-aged, but sure, yeah. What's up?
Well, darling, you're all young to me. I was curious. Do you consider yourself somebody who's magically inclined in any way?
Oh, no, I'm a builder. I'm a stonemason. Why? Do you need a wizard?
I mean, it might be helpful to find somebody who might know a little bit more about this. And she's going to hold up the 3D trapezoidal little guy.
Absolutely. The man who you have freed, and so he will do basically anything. If you were like, "Can you punch yourself in the face?" he would do it. He tells you that the best wizard he knows is leading a sculpture class at the north of the Acropolis. He'll just give you directions.
Excellent. DiCaprio, by the way, never asks why this man is covered in blood. Like, I don't know how much that conversation she picked up on, but it is clear she does not care.
Which is both very funny, coming off of the immediate, I'm glad these people are being treated so well.
In her mind, they are. She's like, she just assumes this is some little freak who likes to get bloody for the emotion dragon. I don't know. She's
Sometimes
just
you
like,
just want to
whatever.
feel something.
Yeah. I assume that's also going on. But yeah, so there's other rooms here. There's more to find. There's other roles you could take. You could go to the sculpture class at the north of the Acropolis, or you could wait for the woman you sent on the carbuncle mission to come back. She's going to meet you here shortly.
I think DiCaprio will bring up that there was this sculpture class with a wizard, and she says, if it'll help, I could go handle talking to that one. If you have sections here you still need to investigate, this seems like and her hand kind of like motions to the entirety of this layer. She's like, it seems like this is a bit of a complicated area for someone not acquainted to the order of things around here. Do you get what I'm saying, Hop?
Yeah, I do. Hop looks over, expecting to definitely see things being messed around with and disorganized.
I think Rex is just picking up some of these, like, the memories that the mother has and be like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, it's interesting you say that because this room is full of art. It's full of things that the humans have made to capture or produce emotions, but you have not found where Sycorax's strands are yet necessarily. That is something that you will need to try to actively do. There aren't just strands sitting out. That's a notable thing.
Rex actually has an idea. So he's going to turn to the two of them and say, these like memory things that let you experience stuff. What if we try to find one of one of these, I don't know, small folk experiencing the awe of seeing our wonderful father? I don't know if maybe we'll be able to see the carbuncle and that, get an idea of where it was.
Question to Austin. The way I'm assuming these things work, and correct me if not, is that, like, to experience one of these emotions would use it up?
Reading from the spell, casting the spell while holding a thought strand allows you to instantly receive whatever memory, idea, or message the thought strand contains. So it does not say that. Normally the spell only lasts for 8 hours, but you assume there's something that Sycorax has done to preserve them more thoroughly. So no, you do not think it uses them up, although you do need the spell Encode Thoughts, which is a wizard cantrip.
Okay, so again, gotta have a wizard.
DiCaprio is a wizard, but I doubt she took it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I am a wizard, but unfortunately this is a spell from a Ravnica book, so I didn't even look at those.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio could make a choice to switch up wizard spells, and then if you come back here in future arcs to do that, I will say right now you don't think you're equipped necessarily, but
right now we need a different wizard.
Listen, anything's on the table, so we can roll, we can discuss.
Yeah. Does Mum have at all organized a system? For if we were looking for an emotion of a specific thing to find information, would that even be something we could, like, rifle through and go, this'll maybe have the answer?
They appear to be color-coded in some level.
Sure. I will say once again, you were in this area, paintings, sculptures, novels, poems. You do not see any strands here. But I know, Hop, you've lived here before. You know your mother does have a vault with all her juiciest strands inside. You just have to go deeper into the temple.
I mean, I feel like before we start digging through Mum's stuff, like, answer number one is see if we can find someone who can tell us what the trapezoid does. Because, like, maybe I don't have to root around in Mum's stuff if we already have the carbuncle just in a box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like there are 3 options in varying levels of invasiveness. There's dig through your mom's stuff, there is go to the pottery class, or wait for your informant to come back.
The pottery class and sculptors could need models. I could grace them with my presence, as he strikes a flexing pose.
I think they want somebody with broad shoulders there, don't they? It's usually what you see in all the art.
Rex scoffs angrily as you imply that he does not have broad shoulders.
Oh, I can see if there's any leftover pottery in the Lost and Found that's not been picked up for a couple of decades.
Hop, we cannot go to your mom's home and take trash from hers to add to your collection. I simply do not believe we need to transfer one hoarder's collection to another.
No, pieces of pottery from the pottery class. That's not trash. Someone made that with love.
And threw it out, which means there is no love in it.
No, Lost and Found. They might have forgotten it or lost it. And not found it.
Well, as eldest sibling, how about I handle this problem? I'll go to the Potters, and you can wait here for your human friend to show back up, or just go looking, and that way we solve our issues.
It sounds like you're trying to keep the good Lost and Found property for yourself.
If there is any, then yes, I will take it. Them's the breaks, Hop. And she's going to head off.
No, now that you've said that, Hop is coming with you. You've threatened a piece of my hoard being hidden away from me. We're going to the pottery class now. That's what we're doing.
Sounds good. You're all making your way across the agora here. To your right, there's a concert going on. To the left, you see several people flagellating themselves with barbed whips. It's a good time. Everyone's having fun. Is there anything you talk about or do as you make your way to the building where they're having the pottery class?
The wrestling I could appreciate. I don't know what's going on over there as he thumbs a finger at the flagellators.
Yeah, their technique is awful. I should come up with a new outfit. We've changed rooms, so give me a second.
Whatever that... Also, Rex, whatever that is that you have with you, can you, turn the volume down on it? The buzzing's getting really annoying.
No idea what you're talking about.
Humming? I don't know how to describe it. Okay, I have no idea what we're on about, but, if you could make it... If you can make it less... pulsating, that would be great.
DiCaprio has a gigantic puffy jacket, like the one I just posted in the chat. I truly don't know how to describe this item of clothing except as a gigantic puffy jacket.
It's like someone skinned the Michelin Man and is wearing them, basically.
It's what if a toddler was wearing, their mum's coat with the arms and the length too long?
Yes.
But a puffy jacket.
Exactly. I want to note there was no moment in which it seemed as though DiCaprio was leaving to change this. You simply stopped looking at her, and at the next moment, she was in this outfit. So...
Several humans try to touch you as you walk past them just to see how soft it is.
She's just going to give them a stare. Do I need to roll an intimidate to tell them to essentially be like, I wouldn't if I were you?
I would roll that.
Okay, Oh, wow, I have a better bonus stat than I thought. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, I think you just kind of create more of a commotion as people come over to see. What's the worst that could happen? You hurt them? That's a fresh feeling. That's a new emotion. Sure, cool. They're
That's
not
a shame.
stirred.
You could have got them feeling so much, guilt and shame over having wanted to touch it. That would have been prime emotions.
Is this, by the way, is that an in-character comment from Hop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It is now. Oh, you could have got some prime temptation out of them.
Are we looking for emotions we can get out of them?
I mean, look, if the opportunity arises...
It's a good thing the dress is red, because they're getting blood all over it.
I'm going to take out the trapezoidal three-dimensional little guy, and I'm going to push it into one of their chests.
Oh my lord, okay.
Don't do that, then they can't make more emotions if you permanently end them.
Now we all have a vested interest in seeing if we can get what's gone into the trapezoid out of the trapezoid.
I already had a vested interest in that.
But now the Potter will. I assume this was his neighbor or best friend.
As soon as you push the trapezoidal,
Three-dimensional little guy.
yeah, as soon as you hit them with the prism, he just pops out of existence with a snap, with a crack. They're just gone, and a couple people scream and run away.
He doesn't shout out loud something like, "Tell my best friend the Potter that I love him."
You know what? This is Yes and Podcast. It's gotta be that way.
Okay, excellent. DiCaprio's gonna be like, there we go. That dissolved the crowd pretty quickly. And everyone has so many much more fun emotions to talk about later on today.
But now how are we gonna get the emotions back out of that one?
Well, I hope that...
That's what the Potter's for.
Yeah. Exactly.
You all walk into the big building. It's once again a kind of Roman columned white building with a decent-sized crowd inside. You see an old man, wizened, long beard, purple hat, long robes, just kind of stereotypical older wizard. He's telling them all about firing clay. He's showing them parts of the kiln. It seems like a pretty traditional class. If you were walking by, you wouldn't just assume this guy had phenomenal cosmic powers, but you have been assured that this is the most knowledgeable magic user in the Acropolis.
Yeah, but most magical for a small folk, so how much is he gonna know?
Rex will walk in, point at the wizard, and go, "Oi, magic man, we got a three-dimensional little guy you have to look at."
I can't believe I said three-dimensional little guy.
Don't touch him. He's a not for touching little guy.
Rex, please! It is a trapezoidal 3-dimensional little guy.
Oh, fuck. All right. Empathy squad, go.
Prism. Prism's a word for it.
The man holds up a finger to you as if to say wait, because he is in the middle of the class, and he doesn't know you three.
Absolutely not. And she's going to stick the object in front of him.
It's not a prism, it's a prison. It's imprisoning people.
Also, your best friend might be trapped inside it.
Class dismissed! DiCaprio will say over his shoulder.
Yeah, can I get an intimidation? I like this season's gonna be a lot more intimidation and deception. Traditionally, Dice Monk is very persuasion heavy because everyone's trying to be friends. So, mixing it up.
I'll help with the intimidation.
Intimidate.
I got an 8.
Crit 22.
Holy fucking shit.
Okay, I'll leave it to you then. Ooh.
Yeah, DiCaprio, you slam the 3-dimensional prism little guy down and you say, your best friend is in here. Pay attention to me. And he seems very upset. He says some stuff. He's a human, so it's boring and you forget it pretty quickly. He probably says his name, but you don't really retain that.
I will note that while he is doing all that, DiCaprio is kind of just checking her nails. Like she's very much like it's not entirely intentional, but there is somewhat of a level of attention to it where she is like very fine being like, this is your problem that you seem very concerned about. I will engage with you again once you stop all of this stuff.
Sure. But he dismisses the class. Everyone files out, confused and a little concerned. But he does look at the trapezoid and begins to examine it and use magic on it. Is there anything you want to say or do while he examines it? Because it's not a simple process. It takes at least a couple minutes.
Yeah, so this was the pottery class, and there's a kiln, right? Because this is while he is trading in Arcana, Rex is not a wizard. Or actually, no, he doesn't in this. He has history. My mistake. Rex considers this to be Hop and DiCaprio's shit to deal with, not his. So he's just reaching into the active kiln with his fire resistance and pulling out whatever's in there to look at it.
Wow, that's impressive. Can I get a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. 11.
Yeah, you don't take any damage, but the item you pull out isn't particularly useful. It's just like someone made a plate. And it's just like, happy birthday, Dad. It's not anything useful for you.
While we're waiting, can I check out, I guess, the pottery and such that they have in this? Because DiCaprio is she does like to find beautiful things. And I can imagine she could see something like that in a pottery class, especially if we have to wait because this person has emotions he has to work through.
Oh my god, this is a Grecian inspired place. Is there an urn that tells the story of the carbuncle?
I don't know if that specifically, but I will say this is one of your opportunities this episode to get items. You could have stolen something presumably from Sycorax's horde, but here's another opportunity. So if you all want to roll to find anything here that could be useful for you. Arcana.
100%.
21 for Arcana.
Wow.
9. My rolls to find stuff are allergic to being good numbers today.
14.
So with a 21, I need a 20 for you to find a useful magic item. You can have anything you want that you can describe to me, Quinn, that has the abilities of a first level spell that you will be able to then use either at will or once per arc, depending on the ability. If it's abusable, we can talk about that. But if you want to look at a list of level 1 spells.
This is spells for any class then, or am I restricted to wizards? Okay,
Nope.
All right. I'm gonna look through some stuff and I'll get back to you.
You can get back to me. This wizard man looks at the trapezoid for 10 minutes or so, casting scrying spells, testing theories. Eventually he says to you all, this appears to be a zone of imprisonment. Imprisonment is a 9th level spell, very powerful. Not just any magic user could create or destroy this. If I charge my dispel magic, I may be able to break the incantation, but there's no saying what will come spilling out, and whatever's locked inside here will presumably gush forth in all of its terror and fury. Is that what you want me to do?
Is there no way to, get a little preview window as to what's in there?
Not that I'm aware. No, it appears to be specifically a dark zone. You can tell from he's pointing at all the faces of the trapezoid, the kind of eldritch darkness that it is filled with. Whoever is inside must be perceiving it as a zone of complete entropy. It's very bad. So I don't know how. I wouldn't, he says after thinking about his words very carefully. I don't know what's in here. I wouldn't open it.
Well, your best friend is in there, so perhaps
I'm going to open it.
Well, hold on. Rex will ask, is whatever's in there aware of what's going on?
My belief is no. Imprisonment traditionally completely stops all processes, so you don't age or need food or water. It is as if you are in a deep blackness. No emotions, no processes, no feelings.
If there's anything really bad in there that we let out, could you just put it back in?
Oh, no, I could not. No, imprisonment is too powerful a spell to do quickly. If there's something bad in there, it would kill me long before I could ever contain it.
Okay, what if you had some big, powerful allies to keep you safe while you did it? Could you do it then?
I mean, are you hearing yourself? If you're saying, if I let out, unlimited evil, could someone fight it? Yeah, maybe. What do I look like, Sycorax?
Rex is scratching his chin with the burning hot plate, thinking, on the one hand, it's probably not in there, because that doesn't feel likely at this point. On the other hand, it would be fun to fight whatever's in there. I say we open it.
DiCaprio is going to sort of note, I think this is ultimately... How does she want to do this? So... The thing is that DiCaprio knows the spell imprisonment. If she's a level 20 dragon, she can cast it, essentially. So there is the thought that she's like, if it's that bad, I guess I can cast something. But part of her is also like, if we do that, I'm revealing who I am. It causes a big thing. Maybe we shouldn't do that. But on the other hand, if this guy is just going to do it anyway... I mean, that might solve her problem. She's like, if the carbuncle's there, we just snatch it up and everything else is for Sycorax to deal with.
I will say for the record, imprisonment takes a minute to cast and does require components of value 500 gold pieces, which is very easy for you to acquire, but you would need to acquire that and take that time. So it's not like you could just do it in one action.
Yes. Yeah, that is fair. So whatever comes out would have to be dealt with to some degree. But she is, in her mind, she's like, well, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I can imprison this thing again. But she's not going to say that openly. She's just thinking that. So I think she's kind of okay if this guy is about to try to break the seal on this thing because his friend is trapped inside.
I think we're letting this thing get opened, foolish or not.
Okay.
I don't know why I said or not foolish. It is foolish, but sounds like that's where we're going.
Wait, hold on. So Rex is actually going to be mildly responsible here because he does have a job from his dad to do. And say, now, I want nothing more than to crack this thing open and fight whatever demon, monster, whatever the fuck is inside of it. But if the carbuncle is here, it's going to shit itself and die in fear immediately after that.
Ding ding, there it is.
So, I say we finish looking here, and then we kill whatever inside of it.
Sounds good. Ta-ta, dear man.
You can let your friend out, but not quite yet. Sorry.
Wait, what? My friend is in there. you're telling me that we can get him out, but now you're not?
Rex is simply gonna take it out of his hands and walk away.
Oh my god.
DiCaprio is just gonna pick up an urn, like a jar, and just take it with her and leave. She found something she really likes.
You said they aren't experiencing time. They're fine.
Okay, you're all level 1 humanoids as far as this powerful wizard is concerned. If you try to pick up the trapezoid containing his friend, he's gonna introduce you to his little friend, Magic Missile.
I don't like playing this card. You know the big dragon? The big one? It's my mum.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I've met her doctorship. She is much larger than you, so,
Yeah.
Magic Missile?
I'm okay. Okay, do you want me to get the wings out? I'll knock over a lot of your pottery if I do.
You'll kill the carbuncle if it's here. Hey, stupid, what kind of wizard are you? Dragons can transform. You really think 3 randos came in here with a 9th level cursed object?
I can also transform. As a wizard, I can become a big steel dragon as well. You're not special. Everyone here can be a dragon.
Do we look like wizards?
Can I, Austin, I think I've decided what my magic object does.
Perfect.
It's this I don't know if I want to say jar urn. What's the term for those jars that they had in Greece that had like the stories told on it?
An amphora.
Amphora?
Amphora.
Hold on one second.
That's also just the kind of like shape, I think.
Sure, but it is specifically the thing we're talking about, and I would prefer to use that one, yeah.
Yeah, so she's gonna grab this amphora and she's going to take the lid off it. And this amphora has on it, it's telling a story. All of its images are very kind of like dark and disturbing, though. It is very like unnerving imagery being told in it. And when she opens this jar, she is going to use its ability of cause fear on this individual.
Okay, there it is. I need to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw.
All right, this guy put all his points into intelligence, so 13.
Does it go off of my wisdom saving throw? Or my saving throw, rather?
Your spell save DC.
If it's 13, then it beats my level 1 save DC.
Oh, okay. So you open the jar, and what does it look like to him?
That's up to him. You awaken the sense of mortality in one creature you see within range. So I assume that he looks into this pot and he sees just a horrifyingly fucked up vision. Did you read Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk, Austin?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
Exactly. You know the last story, which is all about like this fucked up box, and if you interact with it, you become fucked up and like mentally dead for the rest of your life or whatever.
This is the first conversation about this book that hasn't immediately gone to the pool story. But
yeah,
yes.
I know. This is astonishing to me too. But that's what I'm imagining this artifact is, essentially. It's just something that if you look into it can give you like unseen terror.
Yeah, I think he does feel fear, but I think he rationalizes it as like, no matter what they do to me, Sycorax will enjoy the thought strand, and my family will be rewarded or whatever. So it's like he has a mental capacity to partition that feeling away, and is not afflicted with the fear status effect.
When this fails, can I just crack him over the back of the head with this burning plate?
I mean, yeah, you can. He's a wizard, very low AC.
Yeah, I'll just crack him over the back of the head with the plate.
Sure.
You want me to roll the hit?
Please.
Okay, I guess I'll just do my claw attack. 7, that probably misses.
Yeah, he conjures a magical shield to, stop the plate. It shatters across it, and everyone takes a magic missile. So that's going to be 1d4 plus 1 as he attacks you all. 3, 5, and 3 for Hop, DiCaprio, and Maximus, respectively.
Oh, I got the 5? Uh-oh.
Yeah. You fools! Give me the trapezoid!
Hold on. DiCaprio's a 9th level wizard that can probably undo this herself, right? When we go into big mode.
Big mode.
Is that correct?
I will say, if the carbuncle's in there and you do that, then it dies and you lose.
No, that's true. I was gonna put this guy inside of it.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
you could do that. I don't.
he says, give me the trapezoid!
Does this guy seem like a particularly great wizard or just like a shitty regular small folk? You know what? Honestly, these are all the same people to him.
I was gonna say,
he assumes all wizards, small folk wizards are kind of shit and roughly the same. He's gonna just try to shove this guy into the trapezoid.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a dex save for him to try to, at the last second, not get hit with the trapezoid. 8, that fails. Tell me what happens.
I think Rex just picks this guy up, like fully over his head, because I'm assuming this is like a skinny old man and like a cartoon wizard, and just slam dunks him head first into the 3-dimensional little guy.
Yep, and with a big popping sound, he disappears inside, and the trapezoid clatters to the ground, and you are now in an empty pottery class.
Rex dusts off his hands and goes, well, he's with his best friend now.
I was going to say, he's with his best friend. This works out perfectly. Let's go.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. This is going great.
So the question is, do we go back to Sycorax's stronghold and just search her lair, or do we wait for that one human first?
Let's get that lady. She's probably done by now.
Which I love the fact, I don't know if this is like awful as a listener or for Austin's sake, but we have never asked a single character's name. We have never once been like, hey, well, can we find Charles again later somewhere down the line? Like, we have no idea who this person was. Either individual we interacted with.
Now, this is intentional. All the important NPCs this season are other dragons, but this is the tutorial arc, so I'm just letting you chum around with these small folk who, literally, we're gonna, between missions, 10 years might pass. These people who are not going to be, unless you really decide that's what your character's about, are not going to be meaningful friendships to you, or that your struggles with that could be interesting, but. I will say, if you go back to the main temple, Sycorax's lair, you will see a human woman waiting for you, and she waves as she sees you approach.
Rex will push Hop back out in front since she was the one who started that whole search, and be like, "All right, you're up."
Oh, hello. Did you find anything on your little excursion? Was it mysterious and intriguing?
Ooh, it was. I found myself quite tickled by the energy and the verve of the hunt. I asked around very nonchalantly. I didn't raise any alarms. No one had to die. A number of witnesses have seen the carbuncle, a furry little green creature with a beautiful ruby in its forehead. Orlando brought it here to look around and to try various nuts and berries at a big feast we had. Apparently, he was showing it all of the lairs of his ex-wives and partners. He had come from his oldest wife, Desdemona, and it was
There's an audible ugh from DiCaprio when she hears her mother's name.
He came here second, and the carbuncle partook of our feast, and then he took it home to his current wife, Rosaline, and was going to show it, cool cursed artifacts, I assume. I've never been over there.
It probably is in the trapezoid then. because if it had gone the other direction, we could have ruled the trapezoid out because it clearly made it to here. But the problem is, if he'd gotten to the third location... Well, we know that it got to the third location. Yeah. It's in the fucking trapezoid.
Or the bottle. There is also the bottle that we don't know.
Oh yeah, the bottle that... Well, yeah.
The bottle, I was like... I didn't know how much I wanted to hit. I was like, you're sure you don't want to ask the wizard about the bottle before you crack him over the head and shove him in the trapezoid? Oh, he's gone.
Hey, do you have any other wizards that we can ask? Sorry, not other wizards. Do we have any wizards that aren't? It's very important that whatever wizard you bring us to is nothing to do with pottery. It won't work if it's pottery. Are there any non-pottery related wizards that you could maybe bring us to? Pottery will ruin it.
Holy shit! We just keep asking this poor culture for wizards. Because we're gonna get annoyed with this one, or we're gonna slay the trapezoid too.
It really sounds like we're feeding wizards to a trapezoid. You ever seen that Tumblr post? It sounds like you're feeding cats to coyotes.
I haven't, but I can imagine it.
Austin, I would argue, if you're her, it's gotta be really, really intriguing why we need a second wizard and why that wizard can't be anything to do with pottery.
Sure. The tweet from @PrimaAwesome. It says, my neighbor told me coyotes keep eating his outdoor cats. So I asked how many cats he has, and he said he just goes to the shelter and gets a new cat afterwards. So I said it sounds like he's just feeding shelter cats to coyotes, and his daughter started crying. That's what you're doing with pottery wizards.
No, non-pottery. We need a non-pottery wizard this time.
No, this very patient, lovely human woman tells you that most people who have powerful magics here are pottery related, and if you're looking for a really knowledgeable wizard, you might want to ask amongst the elves of Desdemona's domain.
Okay. Wait, Austin, I'm going to use your words against you.
Oh, fuck.
You implied there are multiple other very well-skilled wizards that just happen to be to do with pottery. So if I go, actually, you know what? If they happen to be to do with pottery, as long as they're not like the main pottery wizard, they're probably fine. One of them. You did imply there's more pottery wizards.
How many best friends could they have?
What's fun about this arc is this is always how it went. I let you choose the order you went to. I was always gonna just roll with what you chose. And if you had figured out stuff beforehand, we might not have had to go to DiCaprio's mom's house, which you've been very clear that you do not want to do. But it appears you have backed yourself into a corner because this human can tell you about other wizards, and there's a montage of you asking them, and just none of them have the skill. The one guy who could have done this for you is now entrapped.
Stupid pottery wizard.
Alright, let's go see your mom.
Are you sure there's not a way to, do the spell just a little bit to let just the pottery wizard out?
I could throw the bottle at the ground real hard.
That might kill the carbuncle, though.
Can I have another look at the glass bottle?
Sure, it's a kind of blue glass bottle. It's like a size that a human would use to drink out of. I think it probably has a cork stopper that you can pull out. Nothing immediately happens. I think you rolled Arcana last time and failed. Do you have any new strategies?
Rex pulls the topper out and pours it out.
Yeah, you turn it over and you try to empty it and nothing comes out.
Remind me, does this bottle have anything? It doesn't seem to have anything inside of it, right?
That appears to be the case. It's cursed, so you don't. I assume you're not taking anything at face value. But when you turn it upside down, nothing comes out.
Okay, he's just gonna walk up to somebody that has a drink, take it out of their hands, and pour it into the glass.
No, you might drown. You might drown the carbuncle.
One more time. You take the drink out of the person's.
He's going to rob some random person of their drink without even asking. Just walk away back to the group and then pour it into the glass and see what happens.
Oh, fun. So for a moment, the liquid goes inside. Let's assume it's wine. It goes inside the bottle, and you all wait for a moment or two, and then a jet of steam explodes out of the top, basically, and all the liquid is expelled in a gaseous state.
It's wine gas?
That appears to be the case, correct.
Does the carbuncle do anything to do with heating stuff?
You crit, I think, on the carbuncle in the first episode, so I'm going to say no, that you know that. It has no affiliation with that.
Do we know enough to know if this is a sign we just killed the carbuncle?
I'm gonna say no. You do not think that that is a logical thing to assume.
Okay.
I think this is just a thermos that destroys drinks.
I will say now there is just a wisps of steam coming out of the bottle for let's say more than perhaps feels natural.
Yeah, he'll just cork it and toss it back into Hop's garbage bag and say, well, two options here. It's not inside of that bottle and we don't have to care about it, or it was inside of that bottle and we need to find out where carbuncles live and get another one.
They're endangered for a reason.
No, I think there's a third option. We've got to go see DiCaprio's mom.
I think there's another option. Hold on.
And she runs away.
No, I think there's another option. Rex, would you like to go inside of this trapezoid and see if you could find the carbuncle and then get it out? Just pop it out real quick.
Didn't we get told that anything in there is like frozen and can't move and can't do anything?
But Rex is so strong. He's so strong, and we don't need to see my mother.
DiCaprio, do we need to put you in the trapezoid to go see your mother?
On the one hand, that small folk did say I wouldn't be able to move or see anything. On the other hand, he is a small folk, what does he know? And I am, of course, built different.
Yes, you're built so different, we don't need to go to a third location. You can just solve it all on your own by crawling inside this little guy.
We put Maximus inside the trapezoid, and then we have to introduce Cousin Jeff, Dan's new character.
No. Hop is gonna step in and be like, I know what you're doing. You need to go see your mum. Stop listening to DiCaprio. This is. I know you don't respect me, but I gotta keep you safe on this one. No.
But I am built different.
You are, but also you're being toyed with. We gotta go see mum number 3.
Fine.
Look, between the two of us, we can drag her to mum's. It won't be that bad.
Do you want the arms or the legs? Rex assumes you mean literally drag her.
I'll take like the left-hand side arm and leg. You take the right-hand side arm and leg.
All
right.
I'm gonna show you that if I'm going to my mother's house, I'm not going there in anything less than the most perfect, absolutely flawless state you have ever seen anyone dress in their lives. So no, you will not be tussling at my hair and wrinkling my clothes. Also, this is gonna be quick. No funny business, no stuffing people into trapezoids, even though I did that first. We're in, find somebody who knows how to get everything out of the trapezoid or the bottle just fine, and then we're out.
Sounds good to me.
Think of the bright side. You can put your mom in the trapezoid.
Mom, you're going in the device. We're putting you in the contraption.
This is what dragons do when they need to talk to their parent about elderly care. They're like, Dad, you are an ancient dragon. I think it's time you go to the trapezoid. It's getting harder for you to take care of yourself.
Oh, fuck. All right, I think we're done there. So I said I didn't know if this was the last episode of the Carbuncle arc, because I didn't know.
We just asked that motherfucker about the bottle. God damn it.